I've washed my hands and gathered my supplies. The supplies that I will need for providing gastrostomy tube care will be at least 2 face cloths, a towel barrier for the table, and a barrier for the bed, as well as my linen bag. I've washed my hands and gathered my supplies. Knock, knock, come in. Hi, Mrs. Jones. How are you? I'm well. I'm Linda, your CNA, and I've come to provide gastrostomy tube care for you. Will that be okay? Oh, yeah, sure. Wash my hands. How are you, Mrs. Smith? Oh, I'm well. I'll be there to provide care for you in just a moment. So I close my curtains. Close my door. Check my brakes. Okay, Mrs. Jones, is it okay if I move some of your things around? Oh, by all means. So how have you been? Oh, it's just great. I saw your grandkids. It's amazing how they have grown. I know. Just love them to death. Is it okay if I go in your drawer and get your personal items, please? Sure. Of course. So I just need a basin and some soap. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. So when getting water, you want to make sure that you do not let the basin come into contact with the sink, because everything in this bathroom is considered contaminated. I want to check the water temperature to make sure it is equal 105 degrees, and then while holding the basin, I will allow it to fill. I'm being very careful that I don't touch the basin. Don't let it come into contact with the sink. Okay. I'm taking my paper towel, turn off the faucet, and I'm ready to return back to the bedside. Okay, can you check the temperature of the water, please? Sure. Bring the bed up to a comfortable working height. So what do you think about that bingo challenge last night? Oh, it was amazing. You know, I won $50. What? Did you? I didn't know that. We had a lot of fun. Oh, I'm so glad. Bingo's my favorite too. Yes, I know. I'm getting pretty good at it. Oh, I bet you are. Sanitize my hands. Put on some gloves. Okay, Mrs. Jones. I don't need to expose much. I'm just going to pull this blanket down just ever so slightly and put our barrier right alongside you here, close to the G-tube. I'm going to put your barrier right alongside you. Make sure we don't get the bed all wet. All right, so for this G-tube, some G-tubes are sutured, that is sewed onto the skin of the stomach. And so if that is the case, then the only thing you're going to be able to clean is right around this phalange. So you can only do so much cleaning. But this G-tube is not sutured, so you can just bend the phalange to get to where it enters into the body. So we want to clean where it is inserted into the body. So with a little soap, I make my mitt. Just bend the flange up ever so slightly, being careful not to pull on the tube. We don't want to pull it out because they would have to get it reinserted again. So just cleaning around once, that's it. But if you need to, just use a different finger or your washcloth to clean the drainage again. Rinsing is the exact same way. And lift up carefully on the phalange and just rinse around. One time should do it. And then bring up the barrier to pat dry. And that is all you need to do for gastrostomy tube care. Remove my barrier, take off my gloves, sanitize my hands, and get Mrs. Jones comfortable again. Is there anything else I can do for you, Mrs. Jones, on here? No, I'm doing quite well, thank you. Okay. Here. Yourself a nice little border there. Here's your call light. Make sure you're in good body alignment. Brakes are on. Lower the bed to a comfortable working height. Okay, Mrs. Jones. Brakes are on. Okay, let me sanitize my hands and apply fresh gloves to clean my equipment. And I will be right back, Mrs. Jones. Okay, I want to make sure that I pour all dirty water into the dirty toilet. With a clean paper towel, placed on the back of my toilet so that I can place my clean basin on it without cross-contaminating. Turning on the faucet with a clean paper towel, I wash my basin, making sure I don't touch the basin against the sink because everything in this bathroom is considered contaminated, including the sink. All right, just washing now my basin. And I want to empty all dirty water into the dirty toilet. Rinsing. All water, rinsed water, soapy water, everything goes into the toilet. So wash, rinse, and now I'm ready to dry. You want to make sure you dry the basin thoroughly. We don't want to wet their personal belongings. We don't want to wet it up with water. So make sure you dry it thoroughly. Now I'm ready to place the basin on my barrier and back of the toilet. My basin is clean now that it's sitting on the clean barrier. Gloves come off. I'm just going to simulate washing my hands. And then with a clean paper towel, I turn off the faucet. Now I can pick up my basin, throw my barrier away, and return it back to the bedside. Okay, Mrs. Jones, I'm all done. Is there anything else I can do for you? Are you sure? No, you've taken care of all my needs. Okay, just going to put your things back neatly into your drawer. Okay, Mrs. Jones, here are your personal items. Open up your curtains. Okay, straighten out your linen. All right, Mrs. Smith, is there anything else I can do for you? No, I'm fine. All right, sanitize my hands one last time. Pick up my linen bag. I'll see you ladies in 2 hours when I do my rounds.